Welcome back to Rain and Beauty. Today is, well, it's this evening. And to be honest with you, it's been quite a day. Well, we started it with a full lunar eclipse and our new full moon. So, energy has been, I don't know if you noticed, but it was definitely a bit for some, how do I want to say it? Like, just big, just big energy. And that doesn't mean bad, okay? It just means big. So a lot of you might be feeling like really exhausted or, something like that. But I just wanted to jump on here and kind of just talk about something that it's been on my mind. I am not doing a teaching, obviously. This isn't a series. It's just like one of our conversations, and that's sort of how I like it. So, what's on my mind, right? Well, this one's actually has been sitting on my mind and my heart, actually, because lately I've been thinking about control. And not what you're thinking, but just, control, like about how tightly we grip outcomes and about how exhausting it is to try and manage everything and all of it. And about how different my body feels the moment I finally whisper, okay, God, I'm giving it back to you. You handle it. I shouldn't have taken it from you to begin with, right? Have you ever just felt that shift? I know I do. I know the minute when, I always pray and go, okay, God, I'm going to give it to you. And we talk about it all the time that it's, one of those give it to God, everyone says it, right? Give it to God, give it to God. But do you ever stop to think of what does that look like? Or do people really do that? But you do. You do. You do. And here's the thing though, when you give it to God, if you're anything like me, everything's going good, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, no worries, I'm gonna take that back now. I got this from here. As if, right? So yeah, I do. I have personally felt the shift, and I have felt that physical softening. Sorry, I'm going up and down in my chair because it's a bike chair, so sorry if it looks funny, but it's true. It's a physical softening, you guys. It's that right there. It's not just spiritual, it's neurological. So today I wanted to talk about the science, the real science about surrendering, because, and we're going to start here for a second, if you will. This is how my brain works, right? So the control illusion. Let's start with something honest. Most of us think that control equals safety, do we not? If I manage it, or if I plan it, if I anticipate it, if I worry just enough about it, then maybe nothing bad will happen. But guess what? Here's what neuroscience tells us. You ready? When we are constantly trying to control outcomes, our brain interprets uncertainty as a threat. And the amygdala, that little almond-shaped alarm system in the brain, that fires up. Well, guess what else is firing up when that fires up? That would be our cortisol. Cortisol is going to rise. Our adrenaline increases. The heart rate shifts big time. Our muscles tighten, and we move into sympathetic nervous system mode. No, we don't want to be there, because that is our fight. That is our flight. It is our fix. It is our force. Like, we work so hard to get out of there, right? Does it sound familiar? Because it is. Well, that striving energy, that gripping energy, that, no worries, I'll handle it now, God, I got it from here, like it's if, right? Well, it's biological. But here's the part that we don't really talk about enough, in my opinion. It's exhausting. Like, exhausting, okay? So, what does surrender really look like in the brain? Well, let's get into it. Let's flip this, right? When you constantly surrender, and I don't mean give up, right? I'm not talking about giving up, but I mean like surrender. When you say, I trust, I release, I'm not meant to carry all this alone, the prefrontal cortex, that rational decision-making calm center of the brain, that activates. The vagus nerve engages. And our parasympathetic nervous system, then it comes online. The heart rate now slows. The breathing deepens. Oh, we can finally take a deep breath again, right? Our inflammation is lowering. The cortisol is decreasing. I don't know. It's crazy, but our body literally shifts into safety. Psalms 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. Do you know what be still does neurologically? Anybody? Well, stillness regulates our nervous system. Silence strengthens neural pathways. And those are obviously tied to emotional regulation, right? So, prayer actually is shown to lower blood pressure. Gratitude is actually shown to increase dopamine and serotonin. Because here's the thing, faith is not passive. It's not passive. It's regulation. It's true. It's true. I'm in my pajamas because I wanted to jump on, and this is just the end of the day. I'd rather meet you here than not at all, right? But listen, so I got a little bit more in my brain. Okay. Jesus, right? Jesus and the nervous system like reset, okay? Because one of my favorite things and one of my favorite stories to share with people when I am sharing, the gospel or talking about different stories like in the Bible, one of my favorite things to reflect on is how many times Jesus would withdraw. He would withdraw to be quiet. And he would go to quiet places. And he would do this before big decisions. He would do this after miracles. He would do this after crowds got overwhelming. He always stepped away. And that my friend, that's not weakness, right? He literally, okay, that is nervous system wisdom. He was teaching us this all the way back then. He modeled retreat. He modeled pause. He modeled surrender to divine timing. Modeled it. And I think sometimes we forget. You cannot hear God clearly when your nervous system is dysregulated. Do you hear me? You can't. If your nervous system is dysregulated, you cannot hear the divine. You cannot hear God. You can't do it. Because you know what's louder? The cortisol. You know what's louder? All the noise in the head. Faith is quiet. Faith is quiet, you guys. Think about that, okay? There have been seasons in my life, and honestly, even recently, I'm going to tell you, where I could feel myself trying to really like manage outcomes, trying to like orchestrate timing, or trying to figure it out like I always have. And it sends me right back into that fight or flight mode that I work so hard to get out of. And the thing is my body tells me, my body is telling on me, that tension in my shoulders, that really hard, like I can't get a deep breath, my disrupted sleep cycles. I mean, the moment I consciously go, okay, God, I'm giving this to you. Like, I'm really going to give it back to you. And I'm really not going to pick it back up this time. Like, I'm really going to give it to you this time, right? I'm really releasing it. You can feel your entire chest, like, soften. It's nothing like extremely changed outside maybe immediately, but internally you can feel it. That's surrender. You feel it all shift. It's surrender. It's not collapse. It's not apathy or like weakness. It's alignment. The difference between giving up and letting go, you know what that is? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that feels like? Because they're very different. Let's clarify one important thing, right? Giving up says, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter to me, right? Surrender says, oh, it matters, but I trust God more than my timeline. That's a tough one. Giving up is hopelessness. Surrender is faith. Faith with boundaries. And neurologically, they are the same. Oh, yes, they are. They're the same. Hopelessness activates stress chemistry, right? Trust activates our safety chemistry. Yep. And when we live in chronic striving, the brain becomes addicted, truly addicted to stress hormones. We begin to confuse adrenaline for purpose. But peace? Peace is power. I have always said, once you learn what the value of your peace is, you will never discount it again. Ever. Ever. Like, not ever. It's a lot, isn't it? But this has really been, like, on my brain lately. So, here's the real thing. Here's the real question, right? How do we practice surrender in, like, a tangible way, right? Well, number one, breathe. That's it. Number one, just breathe. Just breathe. Like slow, intentional breathing. It will stimulate the vagus nerve. They tell us and they teach us in our yoga practices, just start with inhaling, like to the count of 4. Hold it for 4. And then slowly exhale for like a count of 6. Try it. Try it. I'm serious. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 6. Do that 3 times and watch your body shift. I can promise you. Number 2, though, write it down. Like, it's what we call a written release. Journal the fear, then physically write it down. I release this to God. Set it on fire with your intention, like all the things. Your brain actually processes written language very differently than mental rumination. It's true. It's true. And number 3 is stillness. And that's not easy. I mean, it's one of the fundamentals of yoga, and yet they call it a practice because it is practice. I mean, I've been doing this for years, and I'm going to tell you right now, stillness, especially like ADHD, oh, let me tell you what, not easy. It ain't easy. Stillness is a tough one. Like, I have to practice it, like, constantly. And, like, constantly through the day. It's not like a one and done, like, woohoo, I mastered this. Woohoo, yay. Don't work quite like that. Stillness. Ooh. And Jesus taught us it the best. He modeled it the best. It literally takes like 5 minutes, you guys, like 5 minutes. And it's no phones, no noise. You just sit. You just sit. And we're like, oh my gosh, how do we sit for 5 minutes with like nothing? Like, what if I'm not thinking? Like, I don't think anything. I can't hear anything. Like, okay, I'm waiting to hear something. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't work that way. You just sit and you practice. And you practice, and it will get easier because it's just like anything else. You just practice it. And you remember when Jesus retreated, like, he would go in stillness and like away, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. Now, obviously, we don't have days to just, really retreat from the world or our real life. So let's just start with like 5 minutes, because it's a big help, I promise you. And number 4, what do you think it is? Gratitude. I've had a gratitude journal now for quite a few years. And when everything is like super noisy and I feel like I'm just all over the place, I always reach for my gratitude journal. And I had created a habit or like a pattern where every morning, and I like to do it in the AM during my meditation, my prayer, and my intention setting and just preparing myself for the day. I actually like to start my day by writing 3 things down in my gratitude journal, because I personally find that it gets my mind in the right place, and now my energy is shifting and it's already automatically like turning in to a positive. So regardless, as I start my day, if somebody pulls out in front of me, if I don't know, just all the things that once we go in and start peopling, and once we go in and start doing life, like, everything ain't gonna go so easy. So I feel like by practicing these small little exercises first thing in the morning to start your day, it really helps us to just start off on the right foot. So, gratitude. It's a big one. Just like three things down. Just three things that you can be thankful for. It could be something like, well, obviously the first one should be like, I'm grateful I woke up today. Because not everybody did. Remember that. The second one could be like, I'm so grateful for this warm bed. I wish I didn't have to get out of it. Like, are you kind of getting it? Like, it doesn't have to be this prolific, like, huge, thought. It just, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for my pillow. I'm grateful for my kitty cat that sleeps next to me all night long. Like, simple, okay? Keep it simple. But gratitude literally shifts the reticular activating system in our brain to scan for safety versus threat. Faith is practiced through repetition, just like neural pathways, just like they're built through repetition. Truth. So maybe surrender feels a little scary, right? Maybe it feels a little scary to you. Maybe you've had to be strong for so long that releasing control feels so unsafe. I hear you. I see you. I've been there. But you can find your exhale. I promise you. And I try to say all the time, what if you start to realize that surrender is not weakness? What if I could tell you that surrendering is the highest form of strength? What if I told you that stillness is strategy? What if faith is actually nervous system mastery? This week, I want you to notice the grip. I want you to notice when you're like this on the steering wheel, okay? I want you to experiment with me, okay? And I want you to experiment with a softening. I do. I want it to be not because you don't care, but because you trust. Just practice it with me. Just practice it. Be still and know. Let your body feel that. Let that settle. Let that settle, okay? Let your shoulders drop. Okay, do it right now. Let your shoulders drop. Get them out of your ears. Let your shoulders drop. Breathe. Just breathe with me. Inhale. Exhale. You are not meant to carry all of this alone. You were never designed to carry this alone. I want you to have a great week. Can you hear my kitty screaming for me? She's like, Mom, get out of there. It's bedtime. Listen, if this resonated with you guys tonight, send it to a friend who carries far too much, okay? And as always, we don't chase, right? We align. We attract. We don't force, right? We don't force. We trust. We don't force. We don't force. We trust. This is Rain and Beauty. And I'll see you guys soon, okay? Have a great night.